Yup. Today I'm gonna be reacting to base. Hold on. Baseplate. Baseplate. I'm gonna be reacting to Baseplate's channel. They make stories and love stuff. And go subscribe to them. They are the best. Alright, so
This is Mr. Smiles. At least that's what 5-year-old Leo called his imaginary friend.
Oh.
His mom thought it was cute when Leo left dinner scraps by the closet so Mr. Smiles wouldn't starve. But soon, things got scary.
bro, if my kid ever said something about an imaginary friend, get out of my house. Imaginary friends, those aren't just imaginary. They can sometimes be full real. Disturbing content, by the way, for you kids. Alright.
Leo whispered, "Mr. Smiles hates when you cry in the bathroom." His mom froze. She only cried there late at night while Leo slept.
Oh, hell no.
Days later, Leo said, "Mr. Smiles likes your new pajamas." Her blood ran cold. They were still hidden inside a sealed pack.
Excuse me? I'm moving, burning the house down, and just sending that kid to the adoption center. No.
The breaking point came Tuesday. Leo ran into her room crying and grabbed her arm. "Mr. Smiles says lock the door tonight. He's coming out to stretch his legs." Terrified, she grabbed a flashlight and crept into Leo's room, hearing heavy breathing from the closet. When she shined her light through it, she didn't see an imaginary friend. Mr. Smiles was a 40-year-old man, and he'd been living in their walls for months. This is Mr.
I told you. What the Yo.
In this world, no one can lie. So when a man named Eli realized he could, he became the most powerful person alive. He told a bank his account held millions, and since no one could even imagine a lie, they believed him instantly. He told investors his company would change the world, and they handed him everything.
Hold on, I've already watched these, but no.
A man was selling his haunted mirror for $1. This is why you always say yes to Taco Bell. Back in 2010, a tutor and her student stayed up studying so late that the last bus had already stopped running. He had no way to get home.
Dude, I could never. I can't even last 5 minutes studying. I wouldn't even do it at all, because that's how, hell no.
So he asked if he could crash at her place. She said yes. She took the bed, and he laid a blanket on the floor beside it. A few hours later, she woke up. He was standing in the middle of the room, completely still, staring down at her with a look she couldn't
Get that man out of my house.
read. "What's wrong?" she asked. "I'm hungry. Let's go get..."
Hold on. Hello? I'm getting out of this game. I swear to God, I just heard something in my house. Okay, let's go back. I don't want to. No, stop. Okay.
Go get Taco Bell. It's 2 a.m.
Taco
There's snacks
Bell.
in the kitchen. He walked over and took hold of her arm. "No, we're getting Taco Bell right now."
That's a killer.
She was too confused to argue. He led her into the hallway fast. The moment the door shut behind them, his face crumbled. "I'm not actually hungry. When I woke up, there was someone under your bed."
What? Oh, hell no.
Imagine waking up incredibly excited.
Yay.
Today is your high school graduation. You jump out of bed, feeling the energy of being 18 years old. You run to the bathroom to get ready. But when you look in the mirror, your heart stops. The face looking back at you is covered in wrinkles. You look like an elderly person. Terrified, you sprint out of the bathroom calling for your mom. But the house is completely different. Suddenly, a middle-aged woman walks out of the kitchen. She looks at you with sad eyes and says, "Are you okay, Dad?" You fall to your knees in pure horror. You didn't time travel. You are suffering from advanced Alzheimer's disease. Your brain has permanently deleted the last 60 years of your life. Your wedding, your kids being born, your whole career. All of it gone. The woman kneels beside you and whispers, "It's okay, Dad. You tell me this..."
That is terrifying. Dude, what? Imagine your brain is just getting rid of all your memories.
every morning. Imagine waking up. Soccer fans did the unthinkable to a referee, and the reason why is insane. It started when the referee showed a player a red card. The player got angry and threw a punch, so the referee pulled a weapon from his pocket and attacked the player multiple times. The player was rushed to the hospital but didn't make
Excuse me?
it. Once fans saw the news online, everything descended into chaos. They rushed the field and ended the referee, completely tearing him apart with their
Imagine. Oh my God. Imagine just this. I'm
bare
not
hands. Finally, they placed his head on a stick in the center of the field.
I hope they're arrested.
A group of friends got trapped in a new VR survival game. The developer's rule was simple. If you die in the game, your real heart stops. Terrified,
The music makes this 10 times more scary.
Friends built a fortress to stay safe, but the game was unforgiving. Over the years, his friends fell one by one to terrifying monsters. He spent decades entirely alone in the digital world, growing old and bitter. Finally, his character's health hit zero. He lay down, accepted his fate, and closed his eyes, only to wake up gasping in his gaming chair. His friends were laughing on the voice chat. Dude, you fell asleep during the tutorial! Only 4 hours had passed in the real world. A headset glitch had messed with his brain's perception of time, trapping him inside his own mind for 16 years. A group of friends got trapped in a new VR survival game.
If this ever happened to you, I'm so sorry.
In this world, everyone has a glowing halo. If you lie, the halo turns red. But everyone is born with 3 tokens on their arm. Each one lets you tell a lie without getting caught. Sarah's classmates used theirs to hide bad grades. But Sarah never lied. She told her friend her outfit was ugly. She told a little kid his drawing was terrible.
Sometimes you have to lie, bro. Like, saying all this to, like, a little kid. Saying that's actually... My boy can draw better than me.
She thought she was being good, but her brutal honesty pushed everyone away. Sarah grew old and lonely, with all 3 tokens left. One day she saw an old man surrounded by laughing friends. His arm had 0 tokens. You wasted them all, Sarah said smugly. You must be a terrible liar, the man smiled. I used my first to tell my dying mother she wasn't a burden, my second to tell my scared friend we would survive, and my third to tell my wife she was beautiful when cancer took her hair. Sarah froze. Brutal honesty can be cruelty in disguise, but a kind lie is the greatest act of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're at a family dinner when your uncle suddenly starts laughing hysterically. He falls to the floor, shaking and completely unable to stop. The next day, you walk into the kitchen and your mom is staring at the wall, giggling uncontrollably. You panic and dial 911, but the dispatcher is just violently cackling on the other end. You look out your window and see your entire neighborhood stumbling around, laughing so hard they can't even breathe. You pack a bag to run, but suddenly your legs give out. A weird tickle builds in your throat. A massive smile forces its way onto your face, and you let out a terrifying laugh. This is Kuru, a 100% fatal, incurable brain disease that wiped out entire villages in the 1950s. And everything you just experienced was caused by one terrifying tradition, eating the brains of the dead. You're at a family dinner when your uncle suddenly...
I hope this is actually a real thing that happened.
This story gets more terrifying the more you think about it. When he was 13, a boy got into a fight with a classmate and pushed him into an old, dry well. By the next morning, the classmate had vanished. At 23, in the middle of...
Okay, first of all, why the hell would you even think of doing that? Hold on, I gotta check how long about... Okay, yeah, I got way more. In the middle of it. Okay, that's why.
Of an argument at home, he threw his wife down the very same well. She disappeared too. He started to believe the...
What the hell, bro? Like, why? Dude.
well made people vanish for good, and the more it worked, the bolder he got. At 33, he pushed in a boss who had done him wrong. Once again, the body was gone. Then at...
What the fuck?
43, he threw his own aging mother into the well. But this time, nothing happened. She didn't disappear. Days went by and her body began to rot and smell. So here's the chilling question. Why was his mother the only one that didn't vanish?
I already know. His mother was the one getting rid of her body this whole time because he didn't want him to get in trouble.
This YouTuber wanted to go viral so bad, he targeted the one place you can't set foot on, North Sentinel Island. The isolated tribe there has killed everyone who comes close, but all he cared about was the views. His first attempt failed. Hotel staff caught him paddling out and threatened him with jail, but the obsession ate at him. Months later, he snuck to the beach at 1 a.m., setting off in a tiny motorboat with just a camera and a Diet Coke. 9 hours later, he saw it. Drifting past the exact spot the last visitor was killed, he blew a whistle, filming everything until his boat hit.
Why the hell do you not care that there's a skull in the water? That is like 10 red flags mixed into one. Get the hell out of there. That's just my automatically. Oh my god.
Hit the sand. Dead silence. Then a branch snapped. Knowing they were in the trees, 1 arrow away, he panicked, threw the Diet Coke on the beach, and sped away. But he didn't escape. The second his boat hit the mainland shore, the police were already waiting to arrest him. This YouTuber wanted to go viral so bad.
Wow.
You've been in this hospital waiting room for 3 hours. Someone you love is in surgery. Nobody will tell you anything. You go to the front desk. The nurse is on the phone. You say, "Excuse me." She doesn't look up. You say it louder. Nothing. You sit back down. The clock on the wall still says 1:08. It said 1:08 3 hours ago. A man drops coins into the vending machine and they fall straight through onto the floor. He doesn't notice. You're freezing. Nobody else is. Finally, the doors open. A surgeon walks in, scanning the room, and starts walking toward you. You stand up. He walks straight past you to a family crying in the corner. He says, "I'm so sorry. We did everything we could." The woman screams a name. It's your name. You look back at the clock. 1:08. The exact second your heart stops. You've been in this hospital waiting room for...
Dude, could this actually happen to you? I'm in shock.
After a violent storm capsized his family's boat, a father washed ashore on a deserted island. He searched the beach frantically, but his wife and son were nowhere to be found. As severe dehydration and
guys, I've
a
actually
bully poured
watched
super glue in this girl.
all of this, so
Ever
I'm
since
gonna skip to where I haven't yet.
a boy was chased by the police. He ran. Don't tell mom about this. That's what my dad whispered.
I don't care.
You wake up shivering. The bed next to you is empty. You rub your eyes, but your hands feel wet and sticky. You look down and your stomach drops. You are covered in blood. You sprint through the dead, silent house until you freeze in the living room. The front door is wide open, and your wife lies motionless on the floor. A murderer is inside. You lock yourself in the bathroom and pull up your security camera. Your hands shake as you press play, but the footage shows the door unlocking from the inside. And then the killer walks into frame. It's you. You watch yourself holding a knife, eyes wide open but completely dead, before calmly walking back to bed. You aren't a psychopath. You suffer from homicidal somnambulism. Your conscious mind was trapped in deep sleep, but your primitive brain woke up, acting out a violent nightmare in real life. Now you have to dial 911 to report yourself. You wake up shivering. The bed next to you is empty.
Excuse me? Well, I hope this never happens to me. Actually, I'm too weak. I don't think anything would even, like...
Imagine you're stranded on a tiny raft in the middle of the ocean. The sun is baking you alive and you're dying of thirst. You get so desperate you scoop up a handful...
Hold on. I'm sorry for this. Like, I am terribly sorry, but... Dude. Alright, I'm gonna go here.
A paranoid husband... A boy grew up in a remote cabin because his parents told... A paranoid husband became convinced his wife was trying to poison him. Every morning, he caught her secretly slipping a pill into his coffee. Instead of confronting her, he played a deadly game. Whenever she handed him the mug, he'd distract her and secretly swap their coffees. For 3 weeks, he sat there with a smug smile, watching her drink the poison, just waiting for her to slip up. On the 22nd day, she collapsed in the kitchen and died instantly. The husband actually laughed, calling the cops to say his evil wife had accidentally poisoned herself. But when the autopsy report came back, his blood ran cold. There was absolutely zero poison in her system. She died of a massive heart attack. The pills weren't poison, they were his own life-saving blood pressure medication. By swapping the mugs, he fed a healthy woman lethal doses of heart medicine while sealing his own fate. A paranoid husband became
Okay. I am... please.
A man faked his own death, then went to his own funeral just to see who would actually care. And what he saw will completely change how you live your life. He expected a massive crowd, but only 11 people showed up. His wife cried for exactly 4 minutes. Then she pulled out her phone to scroll. His best friend of 30 years didn't even bother coming. His co-workers weren't even mourning. They were literally standing near the casket laughing about a work project. And the priest, he pronounced his name wrong twice. He quietly went home, looked in the mirror, and understood. He had spent 60 years performing for an audience that wasn't watching. Every single sacrifice. Every time he stressed over, what will people think? Every dream sacrificed to meet someone else's expectation. All of it for 11 people and a mispronounced name. A man faked his own death. Then,
wow.
This grandson stole $50 from his grandfather's wallet every week. And what was actually happening is way darker than you'd think. Every Sunday, the kid would slide into Grandpa's house, hug the old man, then slip cash straight out of his wallet before leaving. And Grandpa caught him every single time. Never said a word.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Dude, it's your grandpa. I hope you die slow dip.
The boy started getting cocky, laughing about it, called the old man senile behind his back, and told his friends Grandpa's brain was...
I hate you so much.
...was buffering. This went on for years. Then Grandpa died. The whole family shows up for the will. The house, the savings, all of it goes to charity. Except one envelope with the grandson's name on it. He opens it thinking, jackpot. Inside, every single $50 bill he ever stole over the years, and a note that said, I let you take it so you'd come visit. Seeing you was worth the money. I'm sorry I wasn't interesting enough to visit for free.
Are you fucking considerate? What the fuck?
An evil babysitter tortured a quiet kid every time his parents left, but his revenge was pure genius.
Oh, and this is from...
This man lost his mind because his wife kept a spare bedroom locked, and
You haven't.
a daughter hated her father growing up, while other dads went to game. This blind man got his vision back after 10 years in the dark. But what happened next is terrifying. At 25, a chemical accident took his sight. For a decade, he lived blindly with his guide dog and loyal wife. Then he slips on ice, smacks his head, and wakes up to the impossible. He can see! He cries looking at his wife's face again. But soon, things get weird. He compliments her red dress, but she's wearing blue. He reaches to pet his dog and kicks a table. He yells at a stranger at the mall, but it's literally just a mannequin. The brutal truth? He never got his vision back. That fall destroyed his brain's vision center, triggering a terrifying condition called Anton Babinski syndrome. He's still completely blind, but to cope, his mind creates a hallucinated reality built from old memories. He's happily describing a sunny day while his wife watches him talk to walls, knowing his mind is broken forever. This blind man...
Wow.
A man loses his wife in a fatal crash and grieves alone for a year. Then one day... a lonely elderly man moved into a nursing home. He barely spoke, barely ate, just sat by the window all day. Then one afternoon, a new female patient sat beside him, and something clicked instantly. Same weird humor, same obscure music, finishing each other's sentences like they'd known each other forever. Within weeks, they were inseparable, and he told the nurses he'd finally found his soulmate. Then his daughter came to visit, saw them holding hands, and burst into tears. The old man smiled and said, "Don't cry, sweetie. I want you to meet my new girlfriend." His daughter couldn't believe her eyes. She whispered, "Dad, that's Mom." They'd actually been married for 50 years before severe Alzheimer's wiped both their memories completely. But even with their minds fully erased, their hearts still recognized each other, and they fell in love all over again. A lonely elderly man moved into a...
That is sad. And also kind of heartwarming.
A man discovered he had the power to respawn every time he died, but it turned...
That is so bullshit. And I hope you guys know, I am apologize for not, like, taking most of this seriously. But, like, even, like, the top one, I didn't really, like, care much. Don't be mad at me.
This rescue pilot had to make a choice. No idea it would come back to destroy him. Flying over a dangerous flood, he spots a CEO and an old man on a sinking roof. With one seat left, the CEO screams he'll wire $5 million to leave the old guy behind. Blinded by greed, the pilot takes the money and lets the man drown. He buys a mansion and lives in luxury with his newborn son. 5 years later, his son's heart fails, needing a wildly rare transplant. Desperate, he tries bribing the surgeon, who says money can't fix this. They check the global registry and found literally one perfect match on Earth. The pilot demands they fly him in, but the surgeon shakes his head. The donor drowned 5 years ago in that exact flood. When the doctor hands over the file, the pilot freezes in horror. The photo shows the old man he abandoned. By taking that bribe, he killed the only person who could save his son. This rescue pilot had to make a choice. No idea.
Karma bit.
A bully throws a quiet kid's laptop into a swimming pool, laughing as it sinks. He had no idea he just sealed his own tragic fate. The kid broke down, explaining the laptop held research for a medical scholarship, his only escape from poverty. The bully told him to go flip burgers. The kid dropped out, his dreams crushed, while the bully got filthy rich and married his sweetheart. But 15 years later, karma hits hard. His wife gets a rare, aggressive brain tumor with no known cure. Desperate, the millionaire spends a fortune trying to heal her, until a doctor reveals a student once proposed a theoretical cure, but vanished. He demands to fund the research instantly, but when the doctor shows a picture of the student, he stares at the screen in pure horror. The photo shows the quiet kid. The exact cure to save his wife was on the laptop he destroyed. Remember, bridges you burn today might be the only ones that can save you tomorrow. A bully throws a quiet...
I can't wait to get out, bro, at the end. Okay. Yeah. Karma's a bit.
This man spent 3 years in love with the woman who saved his life, only to realize she never existed. At 22, he was totally broke, sleeping in his freezing car. But one night, a girl hands him a coffee. She becomes his soulmate, helping him turn his whole life around until they...
Hold on. My head's at 5. Alright, there we go. Ow!
Finally get an apartment. Proud of his new life, he invites his mom over for dinner. Sitting at the table, he's smiling, holding his girlfriend's hand. But his mom is staring in pure horror, crying. She points and whispers, "Honey, who are you holding hands with?" The girl whispers, "I'm sorry," and vanishes. The truth is, he was suffering from severe schizophrenia. The extreme loneliness of the streets was so bad, his brain invented a guardian angel just to keep him alive. He actually saved himself, but now he has to grieve a woman who was only in his head. This man spent 3 years in love with...
That is sad.
A man and a woman meet in a coffee shop and instantly fall in love. They have the exact same bizarre birthmark, share weird memories, and finish each other's sentences. They get married and...
That goddamn birthmark just... That birthmark just looks like he just murdered someone.
Spend 3 perfect years together. But one night, the wife starts violently coughing. She looks at him terrified and whispers, "They're pulling the plug." Then she dissolves into thin air. The husband wakes up gasping in a real-world hospital bed. A nurse rushes over crying that he finally woke up from a 3-year coma. He looks at the bed next to him, and a dead woman is lying there. It was his wife. They were two strangers in comas whose dying brains somehow synced frequencies to create a shared multiplayer dream. She died in real life, so she vanished from his. Now he has to spend the rest of his life mourning a soulmate he technically never even met. A man and a woman meet in a coffee shop.
Wow. Just wow.
Imagine becoming a millionaire overnight, but the price is literally selling your own mind. Bro, there is a terrifying concept called the memory trade, an underground black market where you can extract your life experiences for cold, hard cash. One guy's story proves exactly why this is pure nightmare fuel. Desperate for money, he started by selling off his entire childhood. Boom, instant wealth. But his early years became a blank void. Needing more, he sold his first love, completely erasing what heartbreak or romance even felt like. But then he made the ultimate mistake. For his final massive payout, he sold the exact memory of why he needed the money in the first place. Now, he wakes up in a massive mansion surrounded by endless luxury. He's filthy rich, but his mind is completely empty. No idea who he is or why he sacrificed his own sanity to get there. Would you make the trade? Imagine becoming a millionaire overnight.
I wouldn't make the trade because money is not worth memories, okay? Money is just something that money is not in need. I mean, it can be important in some situations, but it's not a need. Happiness, friends, family, all that shit is better than money. The only thing money is good for: bills, food, cars, houses, because you need to pay for them. Like actual stuff you need for money, but family, friends, all that is better than that.
This man was offered $10 million to survive in a completely white room for 30 days. But what happened to him is pure
Oh god, not the white room. The soundproof room always makes your brain go like fucking crazy here. I'll just show you. I'm not
psychological horror. No windows, no sound, and zero color. Just a silent, blinding void. Most people think it's easy money, but the white room is a trap for your mind. By week 2, his brain started to glitch. Without any sensory input, your mind literally begins to manufacture its own reality just to stay sane. He started hallucinating an entire life, a wife, kids, and a whole career. And it didn't feel like a dream. It felt more solid than the floor he was sitting on. By day 25, he wasn't just seeing things. He was living in a completely different timeline. When the 30 days were up, he didn't even care about the money. He begged to stay inside because his fake life felt more real than ours. So, is 10 million worth losing your grip on?
No, it is not. I mean, in some cases it can be, but not losing grip on reality. No.
This man lived the worst day of his life 40 times in one afternoon, and it's a real medical condition. A husband gets a devastating call. His wife was in a fatal crash. The shock is so intense that his brain literally breaks to protect him. It triggers transient global amnesia, completely shutting down his ability to make new memories. 15 minutes later, his brain resets. He looks around, totally confused why he's crying. He picks up his dropped phone, plays the voicemail, and discovers his wife is dead. He drops to his knees, screaming in pure agony all over again. 15 minutes later, another reset. His brain tried to save him, but actually trapped him in a nightmare, forcing him to feel the fresh, crushing grief of losing his wife every 15 minutes for a whole day. We think memory loss is just forgetting the past, but what if true hell is discovering the worst truth of your life over and over? This man lived the worst day of his life 40 times.
That better not have happened to any of you. If it did, I'm so sorry.
What if a single punch to the head could instantly turn you into a mathematical genius? Back in 2002, a college dropout named Jason Paget was just a regular...
Wait, who the fuck is that? Ah! Oh my god. I almost just fell
party
over
guy who
real-
absolutely hated math. But everything changed when he was attacked outside a karaoke bar and knocked out cold.
What
When he
the
woke
hell?
up, reality looked totally different. Instead of seeing the world normally, everything he looked at was broken down into crazy mathematical patterns and shapes. Even water going down a drain looked like a complex web of numbers. The severe trauma actually forced his brain to completely rewire itself just to survive. And in the process, it accidentally unlocked a hidden part of his mind. Almost overnight, this college dropout transformed into a brilliant physicist. It honestly makes you wonder, is there an absolute genius locked inside your brain right now, just waiting for the right trigger to wake up? What if a single punch to the... This guy woke up from a 5-year coma, only to realize his waking life was the actual nightmare. After a brutal accident, he slips into a vegetative state. But inside his mind, his brain builds a terrifying apocalyptic wasteland. For 5 agonizing years, he fights just to survive. Then suddenly, he snaps awake in a hospital bed. His family is crying tears of joy. He spends months in rehab, finds the love of his life, and gets his perfect reality back. But one night, he's eating a steak when the meat suddenly tastes like ash. The waiter's face glitches. A deafening siren blares, and the sky literally rips open in half. The terrifying truth hits him. He never actually woke up. His brain was just letting him taste happiness one last time before throwing him straight back into the apocalyptic nightmare. So if your life feels completely perfect right now, are you sure you're actually awake? This guy woke up from a 5-year coma.
My life kind of sucks right now, honestly. I probably shouldn't say that. There's kids watching this. I think I have what the fuck? Sorry, I think I have like
Aliens are already here, and we might be trapped in their cosmic zoo. It's called the zoo hypothesis. For decades, we've scanned space for life and got dead silence. But what if they hear us and are just ignoring us on purpose? This theory says advanced aliens already know exactly where Earth is, but instead of saying hello, they slapped a strict do not disturb sign on our solar system. They are treating our entire planet like a protected wildlife sanctuary or a giant ant farm. We are basically the stars of a galactic Truman show and don't even know it. They are watching from a distance, completely hidden, to see exactly how humanity evolves without them interfering. Every war, every invention, every historic moment, that's just their reality TV. The scariest part isn't that we might be completely alone in the universe, it's that we are totally surrounded, and